Hello guys, welcome back to your favorite channel Royal Divine. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had been made the Duke and Duchess of Sussex on their wedding ceremony day on May 19, 2018. Before we continue, I encourage you to subscribe. King Charles could take the pretty drastic choice to strip Meghan Markle and Prince Harry of their titles, a royal biographer stated, amid fears the Duke of Sussex's e-book will be detrimental to the firm. Royal commentator Tom Bower described Harry's memoir, titled Spare, Make or Break. Speaking to The Sun, he added, "I think about that King Charles has been warned that any retaliation might not be pretty. All that King Charles can simply do is to withhold the titles for his grandchildren Archie and Lilibet. Ultimately, I suppose he ought to take away Harry and Meghan's titles as well. However, it is notably drastic. I do not comprehend what else he can do. If it is as awful as I assume it is, then Harry and Meghan have long gone wholly rogue. The first rate the household can do is to destroy ties with them." The Duke and Duchess of Sussex retained their full titles after stepping down as working royals, however, can no longer use their HRH patterns in an reliable capacity. To strip his son of his dukedom, Charles would want an act of parliament. Harry and Meghan's youngsters Lilibet and Archie grew to be eligible for an HRH fashion and the titles of princess and prince following Charles's accession to the throne as the grandchildren of the sovereign. While the palace has now not shared whether or not the monarch needs to provide titles to his California-based grandchildren, royal writer Katie Nicholl argued he may also wait till the guide of Harry's memoir to be launched on January 10, earlier than making a choice about Arch and Lily's title. In another breaking update, royal creator blasts Prince Harry and claims Duke not handled like Spare in royal family. Royal biographer Angela Levin pushed lower back in opposition to the recommendation that the Duke of Sussex, whose upcoming memoir has been titled Spare, used to be considered or handled like a spare when he was once nonetheless a working royal. She advised GB News's host Nana Akua, "He wasn't dealt with like a spare. He was once exceedingly popular, the most famous subsequent to the Queen, because he used to be mischievous due to the fact he used to be fun. He used to be very lively." Williams bought a lot tougher lifestyles due to the fact it is so traumatic to be a king and to be an heir. Kate, Princess of Wales, marked the begin of Addiction Awareness Week with a poignant message. In a pre-recorded video, the royal described dependency as a serious intellectual condition, which is nevertheless surrounded by way of stigma. She said, "Attitudes to dependency are changing, but we are no longer there yet, and we want to be. Still, the disgrace of dependency is stopping human beings and households asking for help, and humans are nevertheless tragically dropping their lives. We as a society want to realize that the solely way to assist these struggling is to attempt and apprehend what has led them to addiction, to empathize with them, and to be compassionate to their struggle." We jumped in another important new. Gen Z empathize with Prince Harry as he offers with pain he suffered all through childhood. Professor Pauline McLaren of Royal Holloway, University of London, counseled that the Duke of Sussex's narrative in the upcoming memoir Spare will be pretty attractive to Generation Z human beings born between 1995 and 2010. The marketing and consumer research professor informed Express, "For me, this is Harry making an attempt to carve out his personal identification and making the transition from his previous lifestyles as a royal to his new one as a humanitarian, and making ready the floor to be regular in this new role. I suppose the e-book is probably to attain a lot of guide from the youthful era, especially Gen Z, who will see Harry as difficult subculture and overcoming many troubles he has had due to his upbringing. As such, they are probable to discover him relatable and anyone they can empathize with." Harry clearly seems to be positioning the e-book in this way. Prince Harry's book, titled Spare, is certain to reason distress to the royal family, as the Duke of Sussex will probably divulge small print about his childhood and the pain he has suffered developing up, a royal professional has claimed. Professor Pauline McLaren of Royal Holloway, University of London, stated the e-book ought to be a very private and emotional account. Speaking about what influence the e-book may want to have on the royal family, she added, "Obviously this will rely on the nature of the content material and how integral it is of different royals." Harry is stated to have tone-finished shore components, and that is why the guide has been put lower back till January. Thanks, and always make sure you subscribe for the next video coming.